Cooked ground beef is perfect for meal prep, tacos, pasta dishes, and so much more. But to keep it safe and delicious, it's important to store it correctly in the fridge. So here are 7 tips to follow when storing cooked ground beef in the fridge. Our first tip is to cool it quickly. Before storing, let the cooked ground beef cool down to room temperature, ideally within 2 hours of cooking. If you leave it out any longer, it increases the risk of bacterial growth. You can speed up the cooling process by spreading it in a shallow dish. The next tip is to use an airtight container. Always transfer cooled ground beef to an airtight container. This helps to lock in the flavor and the taste of your ground beef, while at the same time keeping out moisture and contaminants from the air, which can speed up spoilage. Our quick vac containers are perfect for keeping cooked ground beef in the fridge. With just a few quick pumps, you can remove all of the air and lock in the taste and texture of your ground beef. You can check out the description to get our quick vac containers on Amazon. The third tip is to remove excess moisture from your cooked ground beef. Even though cooked meat contains leftover fat and water, letting excess moisture pool at the bottom of the container can lead to a mushy texture or overly greasy bite. Plus, bacteria thrives in excess liquid. To help deal with this, we recommend that before adding the cooled ground beef, line the bottom of your container with a folded paper towel. This will absorb any liquid that seeps out. When you reheat it, simply discard the wet paper towel. The fourth tip is to ensure that you label and date your ground beef. Stick a label on the container with the date that it was cooked. Cooked ground beef stays safe in the fridge for up to 3 to 4 days. Dating your leftovers help you keep track and avoid waste and spoilage. Our fifth tip is to store your ground beef on the fridge's middle shelf. Place the container on a middle shelf where the temperature is more consistent. This ensures that the beef stays cold enough below 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius to prevent spoilage. The sixth tip is to check for spoilage before use. There are a few things to look for. 1. Visual cues. Color. Freshly cooked ground beef should be brown all the way through. If it develops a greenish or grayish tint, particularly around the edges, after a few days, treat it with suspicion. Texture. If the meat feels slimy or tacky even after draining its grease, it's likely spoiled. 2. The smell test. A sour, rancid, or off odor, even if it's subtle, indicates the growth of spoilage bacteria. If in doubt, throw it out. Don't risk foodborne illnesses. And 3. The taste check. Only do a very small taste check if everything else seems normal. Color, texture, smell. If it tastes off, discard the entire portion. And the final tip is to reheat it safely. When you're ready to reheat the beef, reheat it to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius to kill any potential bacteria. Use a microwave, a stovetop, or oven and stir occasionally for even heating. A bonus tip is that you can freeze your cooked ground beef to keep it longer, though it will lose some taste and texture. To freeze, you need to transfer your cooked ground beef into a freezer-safe, airtight bag or container. Press out as much air as you can and label with the date. Frozen cooked ground beef will stay good for 2 to 3 months. When you're ready, you can thaw it in the refrigerator for 24 hours before using, then treat it like freshly cooked meat. Foodlight is dedicated to sharing food tips and hacks, and one of our goals with our products and videos is to help reduce food waste, and one of the best ways that you can help us is to like our video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you very much!